What's going on, Empire Builders? It's Brian Downard, and we are here at episode number 45. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about how you can connect with pretty much anyone at an event and then use that to not only create relationships, but really have people see you in a way that they want to do a favor for you because you hooked them up with something they needed. So again, if you are new here, this is Laptop Empires, the show that teaches digital marketers how to build and grow a business from anywhere in the world. I'm super excited to have you with me today because I just got back from San Diego and the Traffic and Conversion Conference. So I wasn't at that conference per se, but I was at a bunch of events leading up to that. And honestly, last year when I went, I kind of felt like a fly on the wall and that I didn't really know anyone. And it was hard for me to really go speak to people, to be perfectly honest. But this year was totally different. I honestly felt like I was able to connect with all these really, really amazing people who not only were able to teach me an incredible amount, but really introduce me to even more people. And again, just expanding your network is so important. And specifically for me right now, because I'm focusing on doing joint venture webinars. So I'm finding people who have audiences I think I can serve. And I'm going to ideally build relationships with these people with the goal of someday doing a webinar for their audience. So I won't get into that right now, but what I do want to talk about is how you can be a super connector at these events. And like I said in the beginning, really position yourself in a way that you're going to be introducing people to other people who they want to know so that they will hopefully want to do you a solid in the future and return that favor in some way. So here is the first thing that you need to do. Before the event, you need to start early. You need to start building relationships early. So you need to start online. Now, there are plenty of places to do this, but I would say Facebook and in Facebook groups are the best ways to start figuring this out. Start to find who the top marketers are in your space. Go see who they've had on their podcasts. Go see who's been on their YouTube shows, and really just start to dive in to these people's networks and see. You can start at the top. Now, of course, it's going to be difficult to get people like Tim Ferriss or Tony Robbins, but you can start to see who those people have worked with or featured, go into those people's networks, and start to see who those people have interviewed. And again, you'll start to figure out who the top players are in your space. What you're going to want to do is start reaching out to the ones who you want to have a relationship with. Now have no ulterior motive and be genuine and just research them. Say, hey, I like what you're doing and I'd love to meet up someday and hopefully we can find some way to work together, or I can contribute to something you're doing or promote you. Now, this is just planting small seeds, because what you're ultimately going to want to do is when you figure out where these big industry events are, for example, Traffic and Conversion, a lot of these people are going to be there. So you can figure out who those people are, start planting seeds early, and just being genuine, trying to connect with people. And then, when it gets to a point where it's getting closer to that event, you can start to say, ask them, hey, are you going to be at that event? Or say things like, hey, I'd love to connect with you if you're in town. This is going to open up so many options for you, because a lot of these people, they will be featuring and hosting events leading up to or during and after the main events. So at Traffic and Conversion, this is a huge, huge event that everyone was there for, but there were 4 or 5 different events that I attended leading up to that because everyone was already in town and congregating. So again, when you can start early and build these relationships online, you're going to be able to get invited to a lot of really cool stuff. So there's things like dinners, mastermind meetups, full-on training events, and some are paid, some are free. But what you'll want to do is try to get to one of those. Get to the small little events within a big event. So even if you're going to the big event, I know I didn't attend Traffic and Conversion, but say you're going to a big event, make sure you find out where those breakout sessions are, where the after-hour parties are. When you can find a smaller group of people instead of just at a giant convention, it's going to be a lot easier to make connections, find out who people are, and really get to figure out what they're doing. Now, here is where it gets really cool, and this is what got me excited, because I met someone at this event who was doing this, and just a light bulb went off when I was like, wow, she is doing everyone favors by just simply introducing them to other people. So what I started to do is I had an Evernote note on my phone, just a little document, and I would start to write down people's names, what they do, and then I'd ask them who they were interested in meeting. Like, what type of people do you want to meet at this event? And how can I help you? And that always, lit their eyes. They're like, wow, and I even got people thanking me, like, wow, that's really cool of you. I can't believe you, would do that. Thank you so much. And I would just start building this little list and going around these events, asking people what they do, who they're trying to connect with. And then eventually I had enough people, again, leading up to the event, that I had made connections with, people throughout the year I've been building relationships with, and new people that I had met, that I now had this little pool of people on my phone that I could look through and go, oh yeah, you'd be perfect to meet this person. So I must have made at least 20, 25 introductions at that last party that I was at on Sunday night. And people were so grateful. And now that I'm following up with them, I have this favor. And again, this isn't being manipulative. This is genuinely helping. I was trying to figure out what they wanted to accomplish, who they wanted to meet, and then I made an effort to try and find someone in my network that I could introduce them to and that could do that for them. So this is a really, really powerful technique, and I want to recommend that if you are at an event coming up soon, again, step one, plan early, start to build those relationships leading up to the event, find out who those move makers are, the influencers and the people you want to connect with. Go to those breakout sessions, the little small groups, so you can figure out who the top players are and what they do and who they're trying to connect with. And then step three is make sure you are asking who they are, what they do, and how you can support them, who you can introduce them to, and start to make introductions. And it's crazy how quickly your network will expand when you can start to make introductions for other people and build them up, and they'll appreciate that. And hopefully down the road, again, you can use this relationship to do different things in your business, whether that's joint venture webinars, teaming up on products, having them on your show or podcast. And really, again, it's just about building real relationships. I'll give you a real example of this. Someone that I met at that event that I was just walking around introducing people to, they happened to live nearby. Last night we went out to dinner together. I have this now really, really solid connection with an A player in this space who I get to learn a lot from and have as a person in my back pocket that I can use in my network and hopefully build a long ongoing relationship with this person. So anyways, guys, I want to wrap this episode up. This was kind of just, not really a rant, but kind of on the cusp, because I was just so excited about everything that I had done down there and all the people that I met. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you and make this suggestion and a little small tweak to your approach when you're networking at these events. And I think it can have a big difference on your ability to meet meaningful connections and make things happen for your business. But until next time, guys, I am Brian Downard. This is Laptop Empires, episode number 45. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.